Central Library wants you to dust off those family heirlooms and show them off at one of their pop-up museums in celebration of Lake Charles' 150th anniversary. Claire's here to tell us what they are looking for, and we can go over how to say this. SESQUICENTENNIal.
Yes, SESQUICENTENNIal, or 150 if you don't want the tongue mess up.
This is a really interesting idea of doing these pop-up museums, because you're not actually gathering items from our local museums. You're asking the public to bring these items in.
Exactly. There's a time where we will have an exhibit. The city actually has a committee, and we're creating an exhibit for the SESQUICENTENNIal in September. But this is the community show and tell. It's your chance to come out and show us your items, your photographs, your scrapbooks, your napkin with Elvis Presley's autograph when he came through Lake Charles, your costumes, your band uniforms, and tell us your stories. And if you don't have anything to share, then come to the pop-up museum and listen to other people's stories, because there's some fabulous stories out there.
And you're actually going to be collecting those stories potentially to become a part of the permanent exhibit.
Right. So the pop-up is a temporary museum. So we on Saturdays from 11 to 1, and our first one is this Saturday, March 25th. The objects will only be on display for 2 hours during that exhibit, but we will be looking at objects and listening to stories and looking for things that would be a good fit for the permanent exhibit that the city of Lake Charles is creating.
This is a great way to sort of mine the resources of the community, because everybody's got, those items that they've held on to for many years as, just part of their life story, and it all becomes a part of Lake Charles's life story.
Right, and the committee that's working on the exhibit, really, it's very important to everyone that's working on it that we represent everyone in Lake Charles. We don't want to just go through all the American press and articles. We want to hear stories that have never been told.
All right, so this Saturday is the first one. You're collecting items with regards to disasters in the lake area, which of course we've had a few. You brought along a couple of samples here of these photographs from the Great Fire, which took place.
So it's disasters and historical events. We're starting off really morbid and nice and fun. So hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, famous visitors who have come through Lake Charles, world events that might have affected Lake Charles. So anything of a momentous event.
All right, you're seeing those future events that are coming up. They are asking you, the public, to get involved in this. Dust off all of that stuff from your attic that used to belong to grandmother and bring it over and become a part of the story of Lake Charles for the 150th anniversary. Thanks so much for coming by to tell us about it. I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Yep, thanks so much.
Right. Well, stay with